Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today I want to talk about something that seems like it would have been pretty easy to put together, but when I started putting this together, it actually took quite a bit of thought on my part because I've always been a saver. And so I had to go through all the steps again. But anyway, how I save 50% of my salary, and that's 50% of my take-home salary. At first I want to kind of just give some suggestions and kind of lead into it, and then the last part we're going to actually do some specific stuff. The first thing that I like to try to do is to make it fun. It's kind of like going on a diet, only it's a diet of spending, not a diet of food. And if you look at it as a sacrifice, you're starving every minute of every day, even if you're eating twice the calories. It's a brain thing, so try to make it fun. And how do you do that? Well, set yourself goals and rewards, not just goals. As an example, when I first started, and I did this all the way up till just a few months ago, if I made it through the week, because my job was a very physical job, it's a young man's job, but if I made it through the week and I didn't blow a lot of money, I treated myself to lunch on Friday afternoon at a local taco joint. And I really looked forward to that. I just really enjoyed the food, going up there on my lunch hour, and I looked at it as a reward. So I tried really hard to get that reward. And start slowly. You don't have to jump in and, make your goal 50% right now. Just go slowly. And I think I talked about this in another video. My first wife and I were both savers, so that worked out great. My second wife, not so much. And we hadn't been married very long, and I sat her down and I said, "You don't know the difference between a need and a want." Oh, she got really upset. That was the last time we ever talked about money, and we were divorced shortly thereafter. Not over money, but it was a contributing factor. You have to know the difference between a need and a want. And I'll never forget the time when this was driven home to me. I was doing okay, all right, but she wasn't working, and we had 3 kids at home. And so I came home from work and nobody was home. So I waited for them, and she walked in and they were all carrying bags, lots of bags. They'd spent the day shopping for school clothes. And I didn't say anything in front of the kids, but they got their clothes out, they tried them on, they modeled them. And when the kids went to bed, I said, "Are you out of your freaking mind?" She said, "What?" I said, "They need clothes. They do not need name brand $50 jeans. You could have gone and gotten them $19.99 jeans and they'd have been fine." And she said, "You don't understand school. If they don't wear name brand and they're in the out group, I really don't care. Let them learn to be the outsiders then. But I am not going to spend an extra $30 on a pair of jeans when you can get the same thing $30 cheaper." That didn't go over well. But all 3 kids, school clothing for a year. Ow. So anyway, know your needs from your wants. You need to eat food. You don't have to eat escargot every night. All right? You need a place to live. You do not need the Taj Mahal. Needs, wants. Okay, now I'm going to give you some suggestions. And one of the first things that I would do is I would pick an amount that I knew I could do. Let's just say $5 a week. If you know that you could take $5 a week, if you don't have a checking and savings account, then take $5 and physically put it into an envelope every Friday. That's all, just $5. Then I want you to go to a bank or a savings and loan, preferably a savings and loan, and open yourself a free checking and savings account. And however much money you've got in your little envelope, take it in, open the account, and start having your checks direct deposited. And then tell them at the bank, every Friday I want you to automatically take $5 out of my checking account and put it into my savings account. Why are you doing that? Because savings now becomes automatic. It's not a choice you have to make every Friday. It's just automatically done. And $5 a week will be $250 some at the end of the year. Okay? You will very soon forget about the $5 a week. Now, I would do that. I would stay steady with it. I wouldn't try to increase. I wouldn't try to do anything. Just do that. Get used to that. And I think what I would do is, if I got a raise through the year, so let's say I got a $6 a week raise, then I would go into the bank and I would say, now instead of $5 a week, I want you to make it $11 a week. Again, you're still going to be living on the same amount of money, but now you just doubled your savings. Now, one of the things that people that are not savers, one struggle they all have, and it doesn't matter how much money they make, if they do not have emergency fund money set aside anytime their car breaks down or they have to go to the doctor or anything like that comes, they are in a panic, and their first instinct is to throw it on a credit card. Don't be that guy or that gal. Let's work on getting an emergency fund set up, and the automatic savings that you're doing now is a great place to start. And this one sounds really dumb, but I'll tell you a story. Save all your pocket change. My first wife and I had 2 of those 5-gallon glass jars. We put all of our pennies in one and all of our silver in the other. At the end of 5 years, we took it to the bank and cashed it in. We had enough money to take a 2-week vacation to the Bahamas. That ain't no lie. Just for pocket change. So save all your pocket change. Now, go steady with that right there. Just do that, and through the next 6 months, okay? What I want you to start thinking about doing is, how can I increase this? And there's a million ways, there's a million videos out there. When I started, the first thing I did was cashback credit cards. And it would take me a couple of years. But after a couple of years, I'd have $500 in cash back saved up on my credit cards. I would take that and put it into a mutual fund. So do your research in the 6 months where you're on autopilot with your savings, and do your research for cashback credit cards. And make sure they make sense. Don't just get them and ignore them. You know, get one and use it, and there's some decent ones out there. Now, it used to be that you had to have quite a bit of money to get into the stock market. You don't need that anymore. You can get in with a couple of dollars if you go to Robinhood, and they don't charge you for fees anymore. So I would start playing in the stock market a little bit. Only money that you can afford to lose, because you might win. You might pick a good stock. And the smart way to do it is not to look for growth stocks. That's what everybody does. Look for dividend stocks. Just buy them and hold them. And once a month or once a quarter or twice a year, they will pay you money, like interest on your money. The next thing I would do, and I would do this, probably I'd do this every 6 months for the rest of my life, and that would be to go over my budget. We started a game about 6 or 7 months ago on this channel, and when I went over my budget, I tried to figure out how I could cut my utilities, and I came up with a really good idea. I did some research on it, and I control a lot of it from my fuse box, and then a lot of the phantom electricity. Do your research. I eliminate just by unplugging things out of the wall and plugging them in when I need them. So go over your budget, car insurance, house insurance, utilities, everything, cell phone. Any cuts that you make, and I'll give you an example. I'm on the level payment plan with my utilities, and just as we started our game last year, they had lowered my utilities because I was, the only thing I did was control my thermostat through the year, and it went from 120 something down to 80 some dollars, just by controlling my thermostat. And I've been watching it, and it should be down around half, so I'm going to probably save about $30 or $40 a month on my utilities next year. So I'm going to go into the bank and have them increase my automatic savings by $15 a week. I will stay, or what is it, $10, whatever it comes out to. That way I'm still going to be spending the same amount of money, but I'm going to increase my savings. But I would go over these things, and I would look at this, and I do on a regular basis. I said every 6 months, but sometimes I do it more often than that. Like in the stock market, I spend quite a bit of time researching and buying and selling and managing and moving, and we doubled our mutual, and I mean it, I make less than $15 an hour, and our mutual fund went from $12,000 to $35,000 since December. 4 months. Not bad, not bad. So I want to encourage you to save. And if you follow these steps, I guarantee you that within about 4 years, you will be saving at least half of your. Now, that's a goal to reach. I mean, if you're married and you have a lot of kids and you don't have a lot of money, let's just work on the emergency fund and get that. Let's get that established, because what that'll do is it'll keep your budget from doing this. And give it more of a level plane, so that you're not in a financial emergency every other month. So if you have to just do one, just do the emergency fund. Let's get that done, because that'll make your life a lot calmer, I promise. Well, that's about all I wanted to say. I still want to encourage you on your savings. Everybody can save a little bit. Some people have a little bit more room. Some people have a lot more room. Especially if you're a spender. If you're a spender, all you got to do is cut out one meal a week. You got $100 a month right there. Because a spender eats out a lot. So I want to encourage you. Good luck on your savings journey. Now we're getting ready to start another game here on our channel. I just did a video called We Win. Go check that one out, and I'll tell you all about the game that we're getting ready to start. We'd like for you to join in, and we'll help you along the way. So go to the video We Win and join us on how to save 50% of my income and how can I increase my savings in the next 3 years. Well, you guys have a great week and happy saving and investing.